Welcome to the official UPBL podcast featuring Danny, just kidding, Tommy, James, and Jack.
Yo, you gotta restart this. I'm laughing.
You just edited it out. You just edited it out. It's the magic.
Yeah, welcome to the show here, boys and
What's
girls.
it's Joe
going on?
Nash. We're going back to week 4, where the Union P Machine sent a colony into the black business space. He beat them 109 to 101 to go 3-1. Austin 1-3.
And coming up next is the Power Walkers versus Team Danky Punch, formerly known as Sober's Gritty Grinders, Gritty Grinders absolutely got decimated so badly they actually had to change their team name. So Power Walkers continue on to 1-3, looking for that first win, and then Danky Punch just in disarray after picking up the Horcrux Gronkowski.
Someone had a scoregasm this week. He said no to communist propaganda, put up 130 on James's 111, bringing him to 0-4. He needs a comeback week, folks. Elliott moves to 3-1.
Next on the gridiron, we got Corn Shuckers showing Uncle Jimmy a thing or two about how to play a game of football in a thriller of a game. 1 point, edge of your seat, nail biter. Tom Brady comes through with squad douche, but who does come in? Ryan Tannehill. He's player of the game. But no, wait, it's Tyreek Hill. He's climbing up the hill. He's climbing, and he's gonna do it. It's not true. It's taken over by one Daniel Jones and Cordell Patterson of the Atlanta Falcons.
And up next, we have another monumental landslide with Jamaican Shamans absolutely plowing through the Goon Squad. Mike Williams, a little bit of a disappointment. Broncos are shit. Bengals are shit. Yeah, just a disappointment.
And the final game of the week. The big old titties just weren't big enough for my name's Bruce. He walked into the strip club. He had about $100 in singles. And he said, give it to me, Taylor Heineke. He said, give it to me, Joe Mixon. He said, give it to me, Rebel Woods. He said, give it to me, Matty Ice. And that's just good enough. And then he was walking out of the bar. And then he turned around and he said, no, you in the back, you dirty looking hoe. Buffalo Bills, get on over here and give me that final lap dance. And he walked out with a dub in week 4.
All right, that's your fastest 2 minutes of week 4. Just to recap week 4. And James, what are we moving into for week 5? I guess we're going to talk about week 5 coming up.
And week 5, well, it looks like we're already knee deep into week 5. And I'm lamenting the loss of Russell Wilson. Looks like he broke his finger.
It looked kind of gross. Definitely looked kind of gross. He tried to play a tough quarterback, but
It looked like it was stuck in one spot.
Yeah.
If I try to move my finger like that, it doesn't go like that. So
the joint, it popped out or something.
It looks broken, but he was trying to play through it. I'll commendations to him, but I'm gonna probably have to pivot to him. He might be on the shelf for a few weeks here.
Yeah, you definitely wanted that, James. 9 points, 8 points, and 8 points. The 25 points looks hot, but
let's dig into that matchup real quick. Let's just go through let's go through the next 6 matchups and just see what's going on here.
Yeah, what's happening after?
So what do you guys think?
Rams sealed the deal, right, on the Seahawks?
It's game over there, and it looks like projected total. Danny is supposed to beat me right now, 98 to 108. Not looking good for me. For Jay, I might be 0-5 in the league.
Originally, you were projected like 120.
No, I played Alex Collins on a feel good well, it was a feel good thing. I didn't think that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to show up against the Bills this week. It's just they're so good against the running back. Then this guy fell into my lap, and I'm like, I think he's going to be a bit more reliable this week. So I went with him, and it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, he still put up 8 points, which is not 12. I needed 12, but
Yeah. But
Lockett put up 8, and then Russ Wilson put up 9 before walking out with his claw hurt.
yeah,
Danny needs
touchdown this week.
a couple things to happen, but he's got a chance.
I mean, he's definitely got the ragtag going. I'm actually surprised that
Not get that much.
Collins did okay. He didn't seem like he was getting a lot of action with Wilson, but once Wilson came out they did do a few more runs. So
And he got a couple catches too.
yeah, and he got a couple of catches.
Let's move on to the next match here. Space Colonies and Power Walkers. Let's dig into that matchup. Can you click that, Jack?
9-0.
Yeah, 9-0 so far. Gay got 9, projected 8.3, so pretty spot on. I think he missed.
Jack, can you click into that matchup? I can't
He
see
did
it.
miss. You're right. Did he miss the extra point or the field goal?
He missed an extra point, for sure.
The other guy missed a field goal.
And he also kicked the ball out of
bounds
bounds during one of the kickoffs.
Penalty. No, he did it twice. He did it at the end of the game too.
So that's like a 35-yard penalty at least, which is crazy.
I thought it was 10. It was maybe. I don't remember.
Did y'all see the Dixon guy double kick it? That was sick.
Yeah, that was awesome. That guy, he knew the rule book better than anybody. Everybody was confused.
Do you guys buy into the narrative that Aaron Rodgers is washed? I mean, he's picked it up.
Mm-mm. He'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Rough, weird week 1, but he's back. What's the next matchup?
Sorry, I'm gonna edit this part out. Doing weird shit.
What are you doing?
Clicked on the wrong thing. All right, back on.
What's the next matchup we got?
We got Corn Shuckers versus Multiple Scoregasms.
I'm happy.
Darrell is great, dude. I'm glad you flexed him. I'm
happy when a flex puts up 16 and he's projected 14. I'll take that.
I gotta say, I was looking up the stats earlier, just our own stats in the league, and seeing which teams had wins and were they playing a 3 running back system or a 3 wide receiver system. Typically, it seems it's been a wide receiver system, but here Tommy is throwing out a DJ Henderson.
But I think this is the first week I did that, James.
Interesting.
I had wide receiver in there also. Marvin Jones was in there.
Meanwhile, Elliott's got Debo going, Chris Godwin, Justin Jefferson. Are you worried?
I'm definitely worried. Definitely worried. He's got a great team. I mean, there's no reason not to be worried.
Yeah, but Zeke popped off last week.
Yeah, these guys could snap at any moment. Kyler. Javonte Williams, I guess, is the only one I'm not that concerned about. But
Can you guys believe he's not starting Darren Waller against the Bears?
I am surprised with that. I got him starting in my other league.
Well, who would you start Darren Waller over, guys? Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, or Debo Samuel?
Godwin, just to give him motivation,
I agree.
If Godwin sits on the bench one week, he's gonna pop off the next week.
Yeah, I agree. Godwin on the bench. Yeah, I could drop Darren Waller for Godwin.
A lot of targets in Tampa Bay. But it's Miami. Everybody's going to eat. No, Miami's defense is good, isn't it?
Miami's defense is so-so.
Okay.
They got a bad run defense and an okay pass defense. Okay. But they're going to be losing most of the season. Meanwhile, the Bears have something to prove with the rookie.
Yeah. Big win last week.
But who's going to shut down Darren Waller on the Bears?
I don't think anyone.
No one. Let's move on to the next game. Jamaican Shamans versus Union Pier Machines.
Up at the front and down.
And that looks...
This is my matchup. Jamaican Shamans are scary because they have a good record, and the only one beating them in average points is Tommy by 1 point, I think.
Yeah, you're right. They're like 533 or something.
Yeah, I think like Tommy's average points are like 147, and Jamaican Shamans are like 146. It's like, don't want to play either of those teams, but here we are. So hopefully I get really lucky and they get really unlucky. All their players are good. Najee, Saquon, Amari Cooper had a game 1. I feel like it was ridiculous. Yeah, he had 32 points game 1.
Yeah.
I'll ask you guys about a game time decision for the Shamans, and that's Broncos defense versus the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Vikings?
Or Vikings versus Detroit at home?
I would play Vikings personally. I mean, but they
sucks.
Broncos are nasty though. They're
and
10, 11, 19, 3.
I would do Broncos.
Meanwhile,
You don't like
Tommy,
Pittsburgh, Tommy?
let's take
I
a
mean,
look at Jack's team, and let's see if there's a decision to be made anywhere. Deontay Johnson, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce versus what you got? Yeah, you made all the decisions right, I think. I mean, well, the real decision is Damian Williams or Samaje Perine. I think it's Damian
right.
Williams.
Jack, I saw you got Renfro. I got him in my other league. I'm excited about that.
Are you gonna play him? Because I just have him for like
Playing
fun.
him, but I'm going to for bye weeks. But
Yeah.
he's a good pickup. He's a good.
I mean, why wouldn't you play someone who hasn't gotten before or below 8 point?
Guys, you know what I heard on the radio today? Najee Harris has the most. He's the most targeted player in the league.
That's because Ben Roethlisberger is always falling down.
He had 14 receptions.
So that's why he's got to throw it to the guy the closest to him.
And 14 carries.
Move on to the next game here. We got My Name's Bruce versus Team Gridiron. Bruce has already stacked up 21 points with Robert Woods, 12 receptions, 150 yards.
It looked like he was the only guy that he was throwing to.
150 yards.
Like Goff had it in his head. Not Goff. Yeah, Goff, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Stafford. It looked like he decided before the game, I'm only throwing to Woods this game. Because he threw to him every play.
This is pretty crazy, though. Even despite the 21 points over to Bruce's side, Team Gridiron, Uncle Jimmy, is still predicted to win.
Wow.
That's nuts. Let's take a look at Bruce's team and see if there's any decision points. Odell Beckham versus Corey Davis or Darnell Mooney. What do you think?
Not putting Odell Beckham in.
What about
no double? I mean, honestly, you might want to gamble. Bruce seems like a pretty conservative player, though, just trying to make like the straight up best numbers decision.
Chuba Hubbard or do you think? I don't think Christian McCaffrey's coming back this week, so Chuba Hubbard's getting one more week. Chuba Hubbard or Chase Edmonds, who's questionable.
How is he projected 25? Wait, what was your question?
He might be back.
Chase Edmonds versus Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard.
I'd go Chase Edmonds. I mean,
Edmonds.
maybe Arizona doesn't have that much of a scary running game, and Carolina does, but I think Christian's coming back this week, and he's gonna re-aggravate his last year's brain. So
I think we got an easy, great talking point here on Uncle Jimmy's team, Team Gridiron. He's playing Miles Sanders versus Carolina defense. Who would you rather start on his team rather than Miles Sanders? Tony Pollard,
only really guy.
or Tony Pollard,
Yikes.
or Tony Pollard.
Miles Sanders hasn't been doing that great. It's 15, 6, 7, 6. Yikes. I got Gainwell. He picked up 17 last game, so.
Well, at that point, what about even just starting the handcuff for Dalvin Cook if you're not sure he's going to be able to play all game? Just play Alexander Madison and just get the extra rushes there.
Marquise Brown.
Maybe.
Especially if he poaches any touchdowns.
Yeah, if he poaches any touchdowns, he's just getting the safety. Now I like that.
Cook on
Yeah.
Would you play Madison or Sanders or Pollard?
Started out.
I'd play Pollard.
Let's look at Pollard really quick.
I'll click his name.
6-21, 6-7.
Yeah, I just play Pollard on the hopes that he gets 7 points. Because
how did he get 21?
Because look at
versus the
Miles
Chargers?
Sanders. Look at Miles Sanders. What are you going to get in Miles Sanders? I guess you're going to get maybe 7 points with Miles Sanders too.
No, Miles Sanders is he'll put up 12. I think he could put up 20 if he got the touches. But there's a chance he puts up 5 because he gets shut down every play that he gets the ball. Simple as that. Sometimes you get unlucky as a running back, unless your name is Dalvin Cook or Derrick Henry.
Tommy, what do you think? Madison, Miles Sanders, or Pollard? Who you starting?
I think Miles Sanders.
All right, let's move on to the last game. Big old titties versus the Goon Squad. Now we already got a whole bunch of points stacked here. 24 to 29.
Wow.
Stafford stacked up 16.
Look at those projections.
The projection is 135 to 110 right now. Big old titties is projected to bust out all over the Goon Squad's face. But we'll see how that turns out. DK put up 24. He got 2 touchdowns. One from Russell Wilson and one from Geno Smith.
That is wild. Metcalf, big game. Metcalf, 24. Jesus.
We'll take
I was
a look
gonna
at.
shoot. I was gonna shoot Teddy a trade for Jamar Chase and be like, "Yo, bro, can I get a DK?" That would never fly in any league.
I got a question
Bucky
for
got
you.
8. Metcalf got
Jesus.
24. That's why those two are hard.
I got a question for you guys on the decision point for Teddy's team. Teddy, as you guys know, really loves to rock the one quarterback. This week he's rocking Brandon Cooks instead of Mac Jones versus Houston. What do you think about that decision?
That's interesting. Wow.
I mean, look at Mac Jones though. It's 15, 7, 11, 16.
Yeah,
Teddy's not cool with these numbers.
You might be on something, but it's Houston.
Yeah, but it is Houston. I mean, maybe Teddy is making the the
Yeah.
incorrect call.
He's 2-2.
Yeah, but what's Brandon Cooks look like?
He's nasty, of course.
He's on
15, 18, 16, 7.
He did okay last week, but before that, yeah, he's been
Yeah.
Davis Mills of the Mills Mafia's favorite guy. But who the hell is Davis Mills?
Yeah.
So you'd rather go with Mac Jones,
Yeah.
I think. I'm going with Mac Jones over Brandon Cooks there. But
Really?
Maybe. But hold
what about
on,
Mike
maybe
Evans or Brandon Cooks?
Mike Evans all the way. What if Teddy's?
Really? Let's see.
I mean, Cooks is nasty, but I think Teddy is hedging his bets with the
Evans.
Patriots defense. So if like Brandon Cooks scores a touchdown against, I don't know.
I want to see Mike Evans. What's he look like?
Cooks is scored.
He's nasty.
Cooks has outscored Mike Evans. 57 for Brandon Cooks, and 51 for Mike Evans. So about 6 points difference. We'll take a look over to Goon Squad, see if there's any decision points to be made here. He's got Kyle Pitts on the bench and Allen Robinson. He's sitting.
I want Mike Williams from him.
But he's playing Dalton Schultz, the Dallas tight end, over Allen Robinson and over Kyle Pitts.
And Elijah Mitchell type. What's he been doing? He's on the bench, I see. Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson's a heartbreaker.
Elijah Mitchell has not done anything since he's been injured. He may be coming back this week, but he also may not be coming back this week. He might be held out till the bye, which is next week.
Dude, how about Robinson this year? All the
Robinson?
hype.
Oh,
He's one of the biggest hype wide receivers in my opinion.
I
And,
know.
He's amazing, but it seems like it's going to Mooney a lot more, or it's just not going to anybody.
And one thing we got to comment on, too, is that I went all in on Trey Lance.
Look at that. Yeah, you did.
Terrible.
We're
James,
gonna
what are
see-
you doing?
We're going to see how that turns out.
I kind of wanted him. I threw 7 on, but I
How
didn't
much-
expect a big bid.
I
Did you buy him?
expected a big bid.
How much did you buy him for?
I bought
Well,
him for
hold
$50.
on. I'll take
58.
I'll take you to the offer sheet.
58 bucks.
It was the top offer the entire week for Trey Lance, and actually the second highest was 37 for Trevor Lawrence, which I think somebody picked up, right?
Trevor,
Teddy
no,
picked him up.
maybe.
I think so. And then Damian Wilson.
Jack went in with 7.
Yeah,
I was just like, you know,
my season's
I'm
on the
here.
line. I'm 0-4. I just had to go in for it. I'm just like, God, it's on the line here.
You guys are spending $3 on kickers. I wouldn't spend $1 on a
who spent $3 on? Oh, I did.
kicker.
No, but I didn't know if anyone was gonna take it, bro. Look at this dude.
Look at this.
11, 4, 14, 16. I'm taking him.
One of the hottest kicking kickers in the league.
One of the hottest kickers. Hey, you know what? If you go to like a team, like a top tier team in the league, like Jamaican Shamans, and you look at all their players and say, they're all good, right? Well, take a look at their kicker. Nasty, dude. That's why they're putting up so much.
Who's Matt Kicker? I don't even pay attention to Matt Kicker.
Where are you, bro? Scores, Space Colony.
No,
Wait, no, you're not. You're Corn Sugar.
Corn Sugar.
You have Brandis. Who is this doofus, bro?
Denver.
He's sixth kicker
Oh,
on
he's
the year.
nasty.
He kicks the ball and then gets one.
Dude, you almost lost because of him last game, though.
All right,
I know.
boys. Let's wind this down. We have a nice little 20-minute show here for everybody. Let's
Perfect. Yeah, I'm
Let's-
excited
Yeah.
for Sunday.
good luck to everybody on this week. I'm hoping I get a win over Danny. How you guys doing?
I think I might be okay. Elliot's team is scary though. I think mine's still up and very much so up in the air.
Let's take a look at the standings before we dip out here.
I am high.
Yeah.
Jamaican Shamans and Union Peer Machines and Elliot Goon Squad.
What?
My name's Bruce are all 3-1. Meanwhile, Little Tommy, Uncle Jimmy, and
I'll
Teddy
restart that.
are all right. Starting with the standings here for the Union Peer Beer League in 2021, as 4 games in. Jamaican Shamans of Uncle Tommy, Gabs, and Ryan are 3-1, along with Union Pure Machines, coached by Jack. Multiple Scoregasms, coached by Elliot. Goon Squad, coached by Uncle Jay. And my name's Bruce, coached by Bruce. Those are all the 3-1 teams. The next teams on the list are Corn Shuckers, coached GM'd by Tommy, and Uncle Jimmy, GM'd by Uncle Jimmy, who GM's Team Gridiron, and Little Teddy, who GM's Big Ol' Titties. They're all 2-2. They round out second place, basically. And then third place in the league is the Power Walkers, GM'd by Jeffrey, Space Colony Machinas, GM'd by Austin, Team Danky Punch, Team GM'd by Danny. They're all 1-3, and rounding out last place is Social Propaganda, GM by James.
Yours truly.
Me, yours truly.
Well, which is funny, James, because that new rule that you didn't propose it, but we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Tommy continued to just get super unlucky and face the high score of the week, he would get into playoffs no matter what.
Yeah.
Because he has the most points for in the league by 1 point.
Guys, look over at the moves column.
Yeah, Tommy would be Tommy or Uncle Jimmy would be potentially that 7th team in. Uncle Jimmy talked about real quick. I'll bring everybody into this, but Uncle Jimmy brought up something that was been brought into his other leagues as a count of that. There's sometimes schedule comes in the way of a good team, and there's been many times where a good team just runs into other good teams week after week, and so their schedule makes it so that they're not making the playoffs. And then so it also makes it sometimes that people will quit during the season. I realized that like you feel like you can't make it if your record's not in. So what was introduced in Uncle Jimmy's league was a system where the highest scoring non-playoff team was awarded the final playoff spot. So like in our leagues, for instance, the top
6 person gets shafted?
No. So in our league, the top 7 make the playoffs. But in if we implemented this system, the top 6 would make the playoffs automatically based on record. The 7th team would not be the 7th team in record. The 7th team would be the highest scoring team remaining of the remaining teams. Now, what's really cool about this, I think, is that it keeps everybody in it the whole way through. Like, if you're an owner and like, hey, you've been getting fucked and bamboozled week after week, and you're not doing too great, like in the record, but guess what? You're still in it with this points way. With this point system,
which you are competitively,
and also when it comes to playoffs, this team would be competitive too because it is a point score. It just happened to run into the highest point scorers of the week over the time. So I'm thinking that this is
by point against, bro.
Pardon?
So I was sorting it by points against.
So there's been instances in our league where the last place team was one of the highest, was like the second or the third highest scoring team, and they didn't make the playoffs. I was looking in our years past, and in the new system, those teams would be the final wild card. They'd be the wild card team, basically, and they'd be the final playoff spot. I think it's a good system to implement.
After 4 weeks, people have only put up 400 points on Bruce.
That's crazy. So I was looking at
Bruce's defense is tight.
I think it was 2017 or 2018 though, and it was crazy because it was Jeffrey came in last place. He came in last place. However, when you looked at the stats, he had the second highest scoring team or something like that, and then also he had the highest scoring team against him. So everybody just bamboozled him, even though he had the second highest scoring team in the league. In the system, his team would make the playoffs. And what I like about this system is that like it makes it so that even if you're not in it via record going into these final weeks, you still have a chance to make it because if you put out your best lineup and all of a sudden your Aaron Jones puts up 40 and Aaron Jones and another guy puts up 40, all of a sudden you're back in the playoffs. You have a chance to make the playoffs, even though it's like a toilet bowl reward, but it's also not rewarding the worst team. It's rewarding the best of the worst teams.
Right.
Which I think is a good idea.
All right, let's wrap it up.
So yeah, so wrap it up. What do you think, boys?
Yeah, let's call it. I'm ready for Sunday. I'm excited.
Jack,
I can't wait for Sunday.
I will be watching like a hawk.
All
Maybe
right.
maybe we'll do some bets on the next podcast.
Ooh, I know you were
Let's
talking
do
about
some bets.
whipping out like, maybe like X amount to who's going to win.
Yeah. If James gets a victory this week, who wants to go in on it? I'm betting
Is he
20
going
bucks.
is he going to
Win.
make the playoffs?
Can we bet on our own guys?
Yeah. No. All right, fellas. Have a good night.
All right, boys and girls, we'll catch you guys later.
Hi, guys.
Thank you guys. As always, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more throwing ropes. And we'll catch you guys later.